Yes. Another Monday down here on 100.9 FMWXI, our extreme independent radio. Your boy, Ready Royale in the building. Got the squad in the building. Got the gang in the building. What up, though?
Not much. I'm over here in TikTok land trying to figure out, like, it's telling me about something about a super fan. Lily, you're gonna have to, help me figure this out later.
That's a journey that, we talked about. You feel me?
Now you gotta figure it out as I go.
Hey, that's how the best things work.
I don't have it. I mean, it's like I can set it up or something. I don't know what it is yet. Okay. But I've seen it, but I just don't know how to do it for
super
myself.
Fan.
Yeah.
Big up to Lily out there being a super fan. You feel me? We're gonna have to get her a cake. Right. You feel me? Love the Situationships cake. You feel me? Something like that.
Hi Isaac, I know you're not watching, but you're next door in your pretend meeting.
That's funny. That is funny.
Pretend meeting though?
That's funny.
Hi Justin.
I feel like during COVID, pretend meetings got serious. You feel me? People would just have on a dress shirt, pants,
shorts on.
Yeah. That's when a lot of the pretend meetings really came to life. We turning off their cameras so they can partake in other activities.
Yes.
Or sometimes the camera still be on.
Oh man, there was a few of them. There's definitely a few of them. People walking by naked, like, whoa.
Yeah, work for it. Unprofessional.
Yeah. What's good with y'all, man? How was y'all weekend?
It was good. I got a lot of rest.
Okay.
I did some cleaning,
About
chill
that time.
Yeah, actually it's right on time.
Yeah.
It's right on time. What you trying to show me?
Oh, nothing. I was just trying to be able to see you, get you in my line of vision.
Okay. Yeah, so that is actually very timely. And then hung with my sisters and we prayed and talked and, that was just really needed.
Big up, sis.
Big up, sisters.
That's what's up. Yes. Did y'all get any of those moments? Yeah.
Jamaicans, it's more like,
Okay. How was your weekend, bro?
It was pretty good.
I like that blue. That's that's a spring blue right there.
It's a spring blue.
I feel like that's a spring blue. If you had to, pick a blue for spring, like one for the fall obviously gonna be the darker one. That's definitely a spring blue. I mess with it.
Yeah. It's my favorite color too.
Okay, so that blue right here?
That blue, well, any shades of blues.
Okay, same. I mess with it, yeah. Blue is that color.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? What you get into?
So I had my son for the whole weekend.
Okay.
So we, he played games most of the Saturday.
What sport?
Video game.
Oh, okay. Young Prince on those sticks.
That's the PS5. Then we played basketball Sunday yesterday.
Okay.
Thanks for the kids.
Had to show him you still got it.
So I threw him out.
He's shaking his head back there. He's like, nah, bro, don't do me like that.
I didn't even try.
Saying, go get your Gatorade.
Right. But no, it was pretty good. And of course, I had the show last night.
So did you name your son close to your name on purpose? Like,
yes.
You didn't want him to be a junior, but you wanted it to be.
I wanted him to be junior.
Okay.
But it didn't happen that way.
Okay.
I'm not going to get into the details.
We got it. That's for another show.
But I had to make it close as possible because I really wanted junior, but couldn't get the junior.
I got you.
I mean, you still got a chance. You feel me? You ain't done yet, is you? See what I'm saying?
I think, I ain't done.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good. I don't know.
With our son Brian, we did the middle name. So Alexander is the the tie-in. So not quite a junior, but junior-ish.
I feel like my son's not a junior either. People always call him junior, but I'm a junior. You feel me? And I didn't want him to have my name. Yeah, I want him to have his own name. Do what you do.
Yeah.
People like, oh, Junior, come here. Not quite, but I get it.
Gotcha.
They call him Little Darius sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, they call him like my cousin.
Man, the pressure is great enough without having the same name too. You know?
He got a rap name already. Lil D, what up?
They call him Lil D and then Day Day. They call him Day Day too.
Oh, okay, that's your nickname? Is your nickname Day Day?
Yeah.
Are you Day Day Junior? Are you Day Day Senior?
No, it's called me D. That's it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me, my weekend was moving. I was moving all weekend, helping my dudes get her situated. I had helped my dad do some flooring on Friday. I had a fake busy weekend. One of those weekends that's not supposed to be busy.
Okay.
But then it is busy, but it's like stuff you didn't plan.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it was a fake busy weekend. But I made it. Another Monday. Get to be around family, get to be around love. Can't complain about that. You feel me?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So what's up? What's up, man? There's been a lot going on in this last week.
There has. They really has. But tell me, what have you been following?
Oh man, I had to follow my boy Clay. You feel me? Now that people kind of figure out who he is, that's the thing over here. Oh, they know I know who he was until. Come on now, let's be real. I've been following that a little bit.
Have you?
Yeah, from a bird's eye view, deep diving into it. But
Yeah.
I've been watching everybody go crazy over it. It's funny.
What's interested you about it?
What has interested me about it is something that you see all the time, right? You see people create these narratives about something they know absolutely nothing about.
Precisely.
You feel me? Like, it be so many stories and, well, his baby mama, sister, cousin told me this, and it's like, y'all serious? Y'all don't know what happened in that situation, right? Y'all know absolutely nothing. Y'all know from a little couple TikTok videos or a couple Instagram videos what you think may happen,
right?
But it could be the complete opposite, right?
Yeah.
And people build off of this and kind of pick which side they're on based off of it, right? And when the person actually comes out and says, well, this is kind of what happened, they're like, well, no, nah, it must have been this. And then the other person will say, well, this is what happened. They're like, well, nah, it must have been. You feel me? So it's just wild seeing the different narratives. Yeah. Telling people that if nobody knew who he was until she got with him, that was the wildest thing.
That is wild.
That's pretty wild. This man has a whole legacy.
Yeah.
You feel me? That not to put her down, but his legacy, I would say, is bigger than who she is right now.
Of course.
Not to say that, you know, she hasn't accomplished more than what a lot of people can.
Right.
It's just that's Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
You know, that's Klay Thompson. You know, it's if you're not a basketball fan, say that. But to say that nobody really knew who he was until she got around,
no, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's
I mean, everybody knows Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Think about the bandwagons that wanted to be Warriors fans for all these years because they won 4 championships.
Right.
That didn't know these players, didn't know the team.
Yeah.
They knew Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
That's
they knew Steph Curry, they knew Klay.
It's just two different genres basically meeting each other. You know?
Yeah. Well, I wish both of them the best, man.
Yeah.
You know, life happens. Life be like
It does.
You feel me? Good thing is, you know, unlike us common folk, right? When we go through breakups, we just gotta deal with it. You feel me? We gotta go back to work the next day.
Yeah.
She's
the
still
whole
working.
world don't feel cheated on.
Yeah,
you know.
At least she got support from people that she don't even know.
Right.
You know, she can go on vacation if she want. You know, she can take. You know, she got some bread.
I think she's on vacation now.
She's actually on Broadway.
Oh, Broadway.
Yeah, she's in a play or something like that. And she's been performing. People like she's been breaking down on stage. You know,
really, it's
kind of painful. You know, it's painful to watch, but.
So this is my question. Do you think, this is opinion, do you think they might get back together at some point? Maybe the breakup was mutual, we just don't know.
No, my boy, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. See, that's the thing about it. Klay Thompson is a very to himself kind of person.
Yeah,
he's not out there like that. And he didn't have it quite the stable. So he didn't had a lot of different, you know, quote unquote desirable women by other men, you know. So he's.
You think he's gonna move right on?
Yeah, I think he probably already has. Yeah, no, I think he already.
Basketball player.
Yeah. Because he's. I mean, when they put down a list of like women that he's dealt with in the past, and it's like all of them were like Meg Thee Stallion type caliber.
Right.
Still in his mid-30s, worth, you know, a couple $100 million, you know, living in California with the whole off season. It's been a while since he hasn't played in the off season like that. You know, so now he gets to enjoy the summer how he wants to. Might be kind of over for that one.
I forget what it said. A friend of mine sent me a post. Hold on, let me see. The funniest comment: "Lord, take her pain away and give it all to Drake."
That's funny.
Wow.
You know, it's odd that it's funny that you mentioned Drake because I was just thinking about it. We haven't heard any Drake dealings. You know, it used to be a thing. Drake used to be like that. It used to be, oh yeah, he was with this person or he was with that person or he was with this person, this female. You know, he got a song for this girl. You haven't heard him in any dealings with any woman in it's been a minute.
He's to himself.
He might as well tone it down because, like, it was hot for a minute.
Oh yeah.
It was real hot.
It was real hot.
It was real pedophile hot. Like, what is going on? Like, he might as well stay out the streets for a minute.
Let me stay out.
But still catching smoke and other people's drama. Like, how is that happening?
Yeah, plus he got his album rolled out. So
Yeah.
It's a good album, by the way.
you heard it?
The new album or the one that came out?
Oh no, the Iceman he got.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say where you find that at?
I thought you were talking about the one come up.
Oh nah. So he got a new album that's supposed to be coming out, Memorial Day weekend around that time.
Okay.
Somebody got to drop,
Oh yeah.
Somebody got to drop something.
We're gonna listen to it.
Facts.
Okay. So what topic we're dealing with tonight?
So there was a post that someone mentioned where it said the number one thing that women look for in men is not money.
Okay.
It's not looks.
Okay.
It's not sex.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even loyalty.
Okay.
Interesting.
It's
What is it?
dependability.
Dependability. How do you define dependability as the number one thing? Okay.
Okay. I can see why they said that.
Okay.
Dependability. All right. Well, talk to me.
So they want us to be dependable, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to rely on us most of the time, right? So basically want us to be there, if that makes sense. But dependability, isn't that a form of financially in a way, emotionally, physically? I think all those things correspond from dependability. I feel like.
That's one of the things I wonder too. I was like, okay, which angle are we looking at dependability from?
Yeah.
I think for me, it's, and it depends on the relationship. But from my man, what am I depending on him most for? The presence. To that stable person that is like, nobody else has to show up. You don't even have to show up, but you choose to show up each and every time, each and every day. That's dependability. It's knowing that if I break down, if I'm emotionally distraught, like whatever the range of things is, I can depend on that person. I can depend on my man. But then I still have other relationships that I depend on, like my sisters. I depend on them to show up for me. So dependability as the number one thing. It's, you know what it is? You know why it's so hard to tie down? Because it's an umbrella term.
Facts.
It's an umbrella term. Yeah. I think as the seasons change, the dependence can change.
So isn't that the same as expectations?
Huh.
Yeah.
I think that's very
same like
they're kind of the same, but at the same time, when you say expectations, you're kind of placing things that could happen or things that you want to happen versus things that happen in the moment, right?
Yeah.
The expectations could be something that you have in your mind that you kind of want, but dependability, like you said, it could be anything. I could be having a bad day, right? I didn't expect to have a day, but you're there to support me, right? Versus the expectations of, I expect you to be loyal, right? I expect you not to talk to other women. I expect these things, right?
I expect you to support me.
I feel like expectations, when they're unmet, breeds resentment, whereas dependability is just the confidence of knowing that somebody is there.
Yeah.
Because when you hold expectations, it comes with a sense of you should know.
Yeah. Or we should know, and also come from a form of disappointment because we didn't meet their expectations or their high expectations they had on us or even low expectations.
Putting these two words together is kind of perplexing. You got my brain working. Are these expectations known or unknown? You know what I mean? Like, and then it starts to, yes. So you can end up down a rabbit hole.
So you asked a great question, right? You said, is dependability boring? I thought that was interesting, right? Because someone who is dependable usually is routine or disciplined, right? They do things a certain way kind of all the time, and that's what allows them to be kind of dependable, right?
Right.
Because they have that space to be able to offer it to you versus someone who may be moving around a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is that boring? Would that be considered boring?
I don't think it would be considered boring because I don't think it would be considered boring. I think of course it's needed because you want to depend on someone that's always going to be there for basically 100% or 99.9%. See it as it's a good question.
Well, because I look at it this way, right? I look at it this way. I would think that the people that I dealt with would say that I'm a dependable person. You call me, you need to change your tire, whatever, you stuck in a bind, you need someone to talk to, I'm always there, right?
Yeah.
But that never necessarily tied me to the person. Like, I might be that way with all the women. You feel me? Or I might be like that with any woman that I talk to. My mom, my aunts, my cousins, you feel me? It could just be that dependability in me for the people that I care about, right? How would that translate to a relationship, though? You see what I'm saying? Because I could be dependable with everyone. You feel me? You my boy, you hit me up. If that's number one on your list, you feel me? I might be lacking everything else, or it just may be who I am. You feel me? You can kind of see where I'm going with that?
Yeah, so it sounds similar to priority. Like, are we their or what we make it as our priority, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on someone, meaning that are they like our number one priority? We always gonna be there for them no matter what's going on. We're gonna stop what we're doing and go and help them out, support them. Meaning that they're our priority. They're not out on the sideline. First person we're gonna reach out to that's her.
I agree that people who are dependable definitely prioritize me. It feels and sounds like a natural element of dependability.
Yeah. Feeling
Prioritized, knowing that I'm faced with XYZ or I need XYZ and I can depend on, there's definitely an aspect of prioritization. Yeah. So showing up, emotional stability, things like that. Does it make them boring? I wouldn't necessarily say so. I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't. Because there's a lot of different things that can add to the interest of a person. But if we're just isolating it to dependability, I mean, if that's just their persona, if their persona is boring, then they're boring.
So that's a whole different quality.
That's a whole different quality by itself.
Right there.
Yeah.
I would say it wouldn't be boring because it's going to be different every day. So one day it might be emotional. One day, the next day it might be physical. The next day might be financial, whatever it may be. I feel like that part of it is not boring because it's always going to be different every single day. It's not always going to be the same thing.
Dealing with me is not going to be the same.
I think the boring part could be mental. Like, let's say they're in the depression. They're in there for a while, right? So it's going to be a lot of days going to be the same thing as far as supporting your loved one, your significant other, through depression or through anxiety, whatever. That might be boring for the other person that's trying to support that person. But it ain't gonna last because eventually they're gonna feel better because we just there for support. Just being there, they feel better in a sense.
So let me ask you this, right? This dependable person, right? Because there's different layers to that.
It is.
Right.
But let's say, a lot of people have been saying, the 50-50, 100% in a relationship, right? 50-50. Okay, so but Pete though, you have a man is paying 100%, because this is where it kind of gets muddy sometimes, right?
Okay.
Because if you have a man that's paying 100%, he may not have the time to be the dependable person that they say that they're looking for, right? Because if you are paying 100% of the bills, you have to work in order to do that, in order to finance that, right? And
so then that's considered financially dependable.
Right, but he won't be giving you he may not be able to give you the emotional, or you know what, I had to pay for somebody to come change the tire versus me doing it myself, right?
Therapists are also dependable.
Okay, all right. Versus, but what about versus the man who may be 50-50, right? Who may be able to offer you that emotional support. So I guess which dependability are we necessarily looking for?
But basically, you mentioned about convenience. Really, if the guy's doing 100% paying the bills, that's more convenience in a sense for her as opposed to dependability, like financially dependable and convenience for her because she don't have to worry about paying them. And then 50-50, okay, that's dependable because it's like you said, layers. There's layers to it.
I guess it depends on what are you willing to trade. So each woman has her own makeup, you know. So it depends on that individual woman. Like if financial dependability, you know, is what she has a higher value on.
She'll figure everything else out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She'll call her mama. You know, when she need that shoulder to cry on.
That's funny.
Or the side guy.
I
mean,
it's usually Libra that bring the mess. You feeling into that?
Yeah, bro.
I'm not saying like side guy as far as they sneak around doing something physical. I'm more like emotionally like he's in the friend zone for a reason, and she treats him. They act like they're together, but they're not because she has her own man that pays all the bills, stuff like that. I mean like that.
Got you. And that's that dependable friend, emotionally. They tend to also call that emotional affairs, you know, whatever your flavor is.
Right.
So why do people say they want consistency but chase excitement?
Because that excitement is it keeps things interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
People like toxicity. If there's one thing that you're going to see on the internet, it's people loving toxicity.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
And as much as I try to change my algorithm, it always seems to creep back in. It always seems to creep back in. I had a line, I said, every time I find enlightenment, I'm distracted by hood fights and some ratchet. You feel me? Like, because you try to change it into positive things, you know, unfriend people, you know, follow different stuff, and somehow it always finds its way back in your algorithm.
I mean, but that's the nature of life, right? There's that contrast. You know, there's the friction. When you're trying to build muscle, there's the weight. You know, so there's always going to be the opposite force in anything
moderation.
I'm through that now. I'm going through that now. Like everything seems good. You know, I don't have to worry about no drama. I don't have to worry about none of that. But I feel like eventually it may creep back up.
But, you know,
testing. You know.
I think everybody goes through their tests, but it's a matter of how you endure conflict. Like, how do you navigate conflict? Having good communication. You can still experience conflict, but it doesn't have to be as harmful and toxic as it may be for others.
I think it keeps us going. I think it really keeps us going. It may be motivation or not having a boring day or boring life, whatever. I think it keeps us going in a sense. We need some toxic
some
people.
drama.
Yeah, some drama. Stir up the pot.
Gotta have some drama.
So we need the Megs and the Clays.
We do.
Right.
Yeah, we need the Megs and the Clays. Right.
Who cheated on who?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Who broke up with who? Because they saying Meg broke up, but I don't know if she broke up with him or he. I feel like it's something Clay would do as far as break up with her.
Yeah.
That's me, but I don't know if she did.
So supposedly, right, this is what the blogs and everyone's saying. Supposedly, they said that she cheated, right?
I'm hearing both.
I'm hearing both.
I thought it was the other way around.
But I heard, but see, this is the thing. It's so messy. But then I heard that he actually told her, like, yo, listen, I don't think I'm going to be able to remain monogamous.
Oh.
That's why I'm thinking,
But they were saying that, they were saying after he cheated, but then she said she caught him cheating. Now the thing is, Clay's different. They say, you know, he writes in a diary and one of his exes actually exposed what was in his diary. It's pretty messed up. That's filthy.
That's disgusting.
That's filthy.
Are she friends with Megan?
No. But in the diary, he had been writing to himself about the different women that he cheated with in a previous relationship. You know, the women that he had dealings with, you know. So he was writing to himself in a diary about these different interactions. The ex saw it and exposed it, right? Which is Yeah, that's pretty filthy, right?
Yeah,
That's grimy. That's
Maybe because she
That's such
was
a
bad
violation.
because he cheated on her, so she was like, "Well, I'm gonna get back at you
Yeah.
by exposing you."
Yeah.
In that sense, possibly.
But people have been using that as a marker in his name,
To
like
say,
he has a
like,
past of this and
got
everything
you.
like that. But we don't know what it is. If he
Right,
cheated,
right.
if she cheated, if he said, "Yo, I can't remain monogamous,"
Mm-hmm.
which would be, as much as it would hurt, probably would hurt Meg. I think that would be the most honorable thing to do. I've done that in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and it definitely does suck. But I would prefer to do that versus, actually hurting you. I know it's gonna hurt.
Right.
But what would hurt more?
Are you choosing based on what I've disclosed to be in this relationship or not?
Right.
But the reality of, still facing it. I wouldn't say experiencing it so much, but facing it is still different. When you hear it, it's like, okay, I can navigate that.
Right.
I like you to that extent.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
There comes that but. Like
I think even as I look at myself when I did say that, I was much younger. I was in my early 20s, late teens, having the knowledge or having the foresight to say that, cool. But I think that if I wasn't ready for that at that time, I probably shouldn't even delved into that situation, right?
I feel so.
And if Clay was feeling that way, he could have let her know, like, "Yo, what's up, shorty? Like, we could chill and all, but this ain't that because I don't know if I can do that, right?" I don't know.
So you're saying he should have told her if he felt this way now, he should have told her this from the beginning?
Yeah,
but he's saying that he did.
No, he just told her this recently.
Yeah. So, but this is how I feel. If that's the case, then he probably didn't see her as long term. Maybe because of maybe some of the flaws that he didn't like about her, possibly.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it like there's a reason why, right? Yeah.
Or maybe he did see her as long term and he didn't want to scare her off, but then stuff got scary and he's like,
yeah, that too, yeah.
But I mean, you know what?
6'7".
If her flaws, if he saw some flaws in her.
So if that's the case, then I'm terrible. I am terrible because I let them know once I see the red flags and stuff, I start pushing back a little bit. Because I'm seeing a lot of things early, like really early, right, to the point where I don't want to go too much farther because then it could be worse if I go further into the
So this raises a good question. Can money compensate for inconsistency? So you're lacking in dependability.
Yeah.
Well, money can compensate.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
To a lot of modern women, yeah. I believe so.
I know so. Well, in my opinion, I kind of know so because I know some friends are like that right now. They not gonna mention names on like that, but I know some friends are like that. They their mans have money, businesses, stuff like that. Not good in personality wise. I would say as a father, no, good as a father, lack a lot of other things. Yeah, but the money does help because the convenience that something else.
It's expensive out here.
Yeah, it is.
No matter what he's doing. He could be dealing with other women. He could talk to other women or whatever.
As long as he bring that check.
As long as he has bring that check and he's paying for everything for the most part.
They're fine.
What did Benny say?
Yeah.
Benny said, "You gonna cry in this Toyota or this Maybach?" You see how many people in the Maybach like, listen,
right.
Let me get some champagne for this pain.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that
money solves our problems.
Does it?
But does it?
Does it? Because you know what?
It depends how you handle it. Then it's based on lifestyle.
But I feel like even in that though, right? Depending on what you do, right?
Right.
You're an NBA player who's one of the higher paid people in your craft. Klay Thompson's in a position where he's made a couple $100 million. He should not die broke. It could happen. It could happen. You feel me? You feel me? Right. Mike Tyson had $500 million, lost it. Yeah. Right, and at the height of his career, came back, whatever, right? But he's in a position, if he makes sound investments and he does things right, he doesn't necessarily have to work again, right? But the average person does not. So if you have a man now who has money, he may not have the same amount of money in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Whereas someone who's pretty dependable or has certain character traits, unless something tragic or traumatically happens to that person where they change who they are as a person, they're probably always going to be that way, money or not, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That makes sense.
I don't know.
So that inconsistency, if you're choosing that money for that inconsistency, and then as the man, you gotta understand what you're getting into, right? Because if you're choosing the money to compensate for the inconsistency, and we know that it may not be there in 5 to 10 to 15 years, you know what you're getting if that money is gone, right?
I think if there's honestly, if it's an honest relationship, if they choose that they know themselves, I want a partner, I want to raise a family, and this is the kind of structure that I want to have, and essentially, will you enter into this transactional relationship with me?
Okay.
You know, whereas I'm not going to limit your freedom, I'm not going to, we can come to agreements about what the flow of our relationship is, and you just have a straight up transactional relationship of that nature, and you're mature about it, and you're responsible with the choices that you're making, and you know how, you decide on the impact of those, whatever, outside arrangements y'all have, it can work.
Yeah.
It can work.
Yeah. That's all.
But if you are thinking that you're going into one thing and it's something else, that can be emotionally draining and taxing, and it's not if it's not properly supported with the right foundation, it's a fake relationship.
Yeah, right. Especially when you said, you just said it.
Let's move on.
So you asked, if you don't require consistency, can you really expect dependability? Because that kind of comes with it, right?
Yeah.
They kind of go hand in hand, unless you're just focused, like you said, unless you're just focused on the financial dependability.
That's what, okay. So you said focus on the financial dependability. You said freedom. So you're basically saying he can still have his freedom.
Both partners. I think that should be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Unless she's okay with not having, but there's still agreements. You know, I can't say what should or shouldn't be, but if it's primarily a transactional, basically I'm paying to have an in-house wife. And you know that's what you're going into. You're not saying it in those words, but that's for them to figure out. Yeah. You know, if that's what works, then that's what works. Right?
I can't be either. I'm good. If I don't have the money, I'm not gonna even try to entertain. Yeah. Because I don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, because you know what? In all fairness, right? Let's be real. This is not to condone what is going on in their situation, right? But if Klay Thompson is a 36, 37-year-old man with hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Anywhere he goes.
I think I have a perfect scenario. What's the dude that Janet Jackson apparently had a baby for? He said,
the Prince.
Yeah. So, and they had an agreement, right? And it was essentially a financial one. Yeah. You know, like.
And once it was over,
once that agreement is done, it's done. I had your baby. I did what we agreed to.
We was together for however many years.
Exactly, and boom, that's it, right?
See, that's pain, right? You know why that's pain?
Why?
Because I thought we was out here trying to find someone to be in love with, right?
The romantic love that we know is still a very modern concept. Because people used to, they would have their wife and they would have their concubine. You know.
But you had to have the money.
You had to have the money.
You had to be
people
Klay.
with money can make different arrangements.
That's what I said. That's what I was gonna say. It's not necessarily
out
fair.
Here in the regular streets, you marry him for love because that's fulfilling. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. You know, it's
how
call it
did
what
you
you want.
Here?
Call it what you want.
No.
But if I'm Klay Thompson, right? You would have to be someone that I knew from college that I've been building with throughout my career. You feel me? Because me personally, could not be, when we were around the same age, you feel me, with that much money and that much spotlight and everything like that, and be like, all right, now I'm gonna find somebody, right? Unless I was completely done with the league and I was really at the point where I just wanted to stay at home and build a family.
So
right?
you're saying money has been a disadvantage for him finding true love?
He said it himself.
Gosh.
It was in that was one of the things that was in his diary. He said, listen, I don't know how, he said, I can't manage these two. Right? He said he was saying how every city that he goes to, it's basketball and women. You feel me? And he was like, I'm having trouble with this. This is something that he wrote. I'm having trouble with this. All-Star Weekend, I'm supposed to be focused on All-Star Weekend. All I can focus on is the women.
Wow.
He wrote this, in his own handwriting. So I mean, and to be fair, that's gonna be any young man's struggle with money like that. When you're at that peak and you have that much money, you have that much notoriety. Everywhere you go, people are complimenting you. Even if a woman has never seen a basketball game and do not know who he is, the way that other people interact with him is going to let her know that he's somebody. He's somebody that I may want to know. When he walks in and people are taking pictures and people are slapping him up and he gets out of this car and he's wearing the sneakers that she sees people that she like wear, she's going to wonder who this person is, right? Even if you never saw a basketball game in your life. And then you find out he plays in a league. And then your friend tells you like, oh yeah, he's one of the best players. Oh yeah, it's tough for anyone, right?
Especially him being champion.
Come on now.
Four-time champion.
Come on now. Olympic champion.
Olympian champion. Same rings as LeBron.
He got records and everything like that. The most minimal players still can get them because they still getting 2, 4. Well, that's it used to be that minimum. Now you got players who are like the sixth man on the team can make 45 to 50 million.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's where communication comes in.
So you talked about a long time, girlfriend, somebody who grew up with them, etc., right? As being that foundational person. But does that lend itself to being that dependable person?
I think so, because they've known each other for so long. I think that's the best relationship, is like, in a sense, being with someone that you've known for a really long time, even if it was just friends, even if it was just mutual. I think that's the best relationship.
Ron James.
Right, him and Savannah.
They've been together since high school.
Yeah.
And we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but you never heard anything, and you would kind of figure that with the status of who he is, that you would have heard something. You hear little rumblings and people try to put stuff out there, but you've never, even if you've never seen them teeter or tire off of anything. It's never been out in the news where she came and said something negative. You feel me? Nobody ever posted anything negative. It's very sticky. It can get very sticky. Maybe they gotta understand it, because
between understanding and surrounded by people who advise them well.
That as well. I don't know. I think if I was at that point, I would have to have some type of understanding. And some people do that. Some people have their own understanding.
As you should. I think you should. Don't be out here posting drama, our business.
Don't bring no baby, none of that. That's all. And they be like, hey, you on the road? I know. Don't bring no babies. Don't bring me nothing. You feel me? I don't want her finding out who I am and doing this, that, and the third. So.
And I mean, that's basic. Being responsible. So dependability isn't flashy. It doesn't trend. It doesn't come with drama or confusion. It just shows up again and again. And maybe in a world of inconsistency, that's the real flex. So we're looking for somebody dependable.
What's dependability like for a woman? Real quick, my guy.
Good question. Listening to what we have to say. I mean, that's important for me as a guy. Listening important as far as like just.
Y'all yelling at me.
I guess.
He said we went live.
He said
we
what?
Can't find it.
Oh,
that's on y'all.
Yeah.
I'm ticking and talking over here. Y'all supposed to be on Facebook. Get it together.
I'm gonna speak through the wire next week. We're gonna have to just take it and just post it.
Right.
We're gonna get it figured out.
I'll post something.
I think if I were to guess, maybe the most dependable element that I bring into my household would be the raising of our children. But then there's also like I am always there for my husband, you know, like whether he wants me to be or not, whether he wants advice or not sometimes, you know, like so yeah, but just being there.
One of my boys, he was when we had to get up early. He used to come in with his lunch mate, and he was like, "Yo, Shorty woke up this morning. You know, she wakes up, don't gotta be to work or don't gotta do nothing till this time. She wakes up, makes my lunch, got all my little snacks and stuff like that." I was like, "Yo, that's super dope. That's fire.
Yeah.
That could be enough, right? You're taking something off my plate just like you want me to take things off of your plate, right? Because shoot, especially in Rochester, I mean, how many different places can you eat, right? When I get off of work or when I'm trying to figure out lunch, if that's already handled for me, you feel me? That's one less thing that I had to now think about. That's a great.
And for us, what we do for say our significant others will change, higher change.
Yeah.
Even if we don't know how to do it, we take to shop to make sure it's taken care of.
Yeah.
That's dependability, right?
I don't never have to mow the lawn. Y'all, I was mad one time and decided I'm gonna mow the lawn.
Oh, big girl.
I can do this.
Okay, big girl.
I ain't never gonna be that mad again. I'll tell you that. The one little piece of the yard that I did.
I think it's like playing our roles, right? Like we have a certain role to play when it comes to our significant other, and I'm sure the women should have a certain role to play when it comes to for us, right? And I think that's what makes the balance. It makes the balance, especially that conversation we had.
See, I'm looking for somebody that can do
I don't know if it's a role you play or it's we fit together in a way that is supportive of each other.
It works.
You know, it works.
Yeah.
As long as we want to do it.
When you say role to play, that starts to lean into those unspoken expectations. You know, like I don't know. I think
it's 7:30 where my dinner at.
Right.
Oh, you don't want to cook?
Oh, you don't want to cook?
Cool. Hey, you been.
Hey, yo, Felicia, you trying to cook?
That
you gotta go.
resentment creeps in quick.
I call him like, I got an argument with my girl. You want to come over watch a movie with me? All right, cool. I'll see you at 8.
Right. Whereas when you just flow in and out of like, okay, what you need today, you know, you're checking in with each other. You know? Yeah, that's more supportive.
Checking in, dang.
All right, so we'll talk about that.
Family,
Love
always
y'all.
Yeah, that's funny. Checking in.
That's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's important checking in?
Yes, absolutely.
Is there a limit per day?
I mean, even if it's per week. So like last night, and I'm really glad that I did this. I was like, okay, what moving parts do we have going on this week? And I was just scribbling, you know. Okay, so you'll have the car, you know, what do you need from me? You know, just checking in, like, so that you can kind of establish that flow. Like, you know, Justin was like, he's used to me cooking, but today he went shopping and I was like, I have the show. How about you start cooking tonight? I got it tomorrow. You know what I mean? As opposed to when he's in that space of I expect you to cook, boy, we mad at each other. Because I'm like, well, why can't you cook? You can see clearly that I'm not available. Now y'all gonna be eating late and you gonna be mad. You know, like it's the expectations. I have just a pet peeve of mine. Don't expect me to do shit. Ask me.
Women do not check in. Women do not check in.
I check in.
That's something. Well, let me say this.
And when I'm happy, I will absolutely check in.
You know what?
When I'm mad, I won't check in for 2 years.
I don't know. You know what? I can say this. If you're in a relationship, yes. Women that I talk to, if I'm trying to get to know a woman, they do not check in.
No, that's not our responsibility.
What do you mean? Why not? Why not?
That's husband treatment. Check in.